She is showing you specific parts of her body right now that prove she already wants you, but you are completely missing it. Most men walk through life completely blind to the silent, desperate signals women send them every single day. You sit across from a girl, you talk to her, and you desperately try to read between the lines of what she is saying, completely oblivious to the fact that her physical body is screaming her true intentions at you. She might be playing it cool with her words. She might be acting distant, or she might be trying her absolute best to hide her attraction to protect her pride. But the human subconscious mind is an incredibly powerful thing, and it completely overrides conscious deception every single time. While her mouth is telling you one thing, her physical movements are telling an entirely different story, exposing her deepest desires without her even realizing she is doing it. In the next few minutes, you are going to discover the 5 specific body parts that flawlessly reveal when a woman wants you badly. We're stripping away all the confusing dating advice, all the mixed signals, and all the frustrating mind games to give you a definitive psychological roadmap to her attraction. This isn't about guessing or trying to read her mind anymore. This is about looking at raw, hard biological evidence that she cannot fake. Once you know what to look for, you will see right through the walls she builds up, giving you a massive advantage and the absolute confidence to know exactly where you stand with her. You will never have to wonder if a woman likes you again, because her body will give you the answer before she ever says a word. You need to pay absolute undivided attention to every single second of this breakdown, because the number one signal on this list is the most powerful unconscious indicator of all. It is a biological trigger so deeply rooted in human survival and evolutionary psychology that it is physically impossible for her to suppress. When a woman displays this specific sign, the game of chasing is completely over, and she is practically begging you to make a move. If you miss this one signal, you are actively leaving opportunities on the table and letting the perfect moment slip through your fingers. Stop wasting time trying to decipher confusing text messages or analyzing her tone of voice. Let's cut through the noise, skip the useless fluff, and get straight to the point. Number 5 is her neck, and it is a biological giveaway that most men completely misinterpret every single day. You have undoubtedly seen this happen 100 times during conversations with women, but you always pass it off as a meaningless gesture or a random nervous habit. When a woman is sitting across from you and begins to feel a powerful wave of attraction, her body language shifts automatically. She will softly tilt her head to the side, gently tuck her chin downward, or use her fingers to slowly brush her hair away, deliberately exposing the side or the back of her neck to your line of sight. Most men look at this and think she is just adjusting her hair, or at best trying to act playful and cute. But the truth goes infinitely deeper than surface level flirting. This is an ancient, hardwired physiological response that dates back to the very origins of human evolution, and it carries massive psychological weight. To understand why this is such a massive green light, you have to look at the raw biology of the human body. The neck is quite literally the most vulnerable and fragile zone on a human being because it houses the carotid artery, the jugular vein, and the airway. From a survival standpoint, exposing the neck is incredibly dangerous. Because of this, our ancient instinctual lizard brain is programmed to keep this area fiercely protected at all times around predators, strangers, or anyone we do not fully trust. When humans feel threatened, anxious, or uncomfortable, they instinctively shrug their shoulders or tuck their heads to guard this exact spot. Therefore, when a woman completely reverses this defense mechanism in your presence, it is a massive psychological breakthrough. Her subconscious mind has completely turned off its survival shields, signaling to her body that you are a source of absolute safety, comfort, and deep physical comfort. When she exposes her neck to you, her subconscious is shouting that she trusts you completely and wants to draw you closer into her personal space. She is physically removing the barriers between you and allowing you to see her most unguarded, fragile self. This gesture is often accompanied by a subtle pulse increase, which warms her skin and actually releases natural pheromones from the scent glands on her neck directly toward you. She cannot consciously fake this response, and she has no idea her body is even doing it. She might be saying something completely casual or acting totally composed, but her tilted head and exposed neck are giving you full permission to step up your game. If you see her brush her hair back and reveal her neck while looking at you, stop doubting yourself. Her body has already analyzed you, deemed you a high value male, and opened the door for you to move in closer. Number four is her belly. And this is the one hidden signal that completely catches most men off guard. When you are trying to figure out if a woman is into you, you probably look at her eyes, her smile, or how much she laughs at your jokes. But if you want the absolute unfiltered truth, you need to look lower, right at her midsection. The belly is one of the most honest and biologically accurate indicators of attraction that a woman can ever give you. Just like the neck, the abdomen is entirely soft, physically unguarded, and houses all of her vital organs. Because there is no bone structure protecting this area, human evolutionary biology has hardwired all of us to fiercely protect our midsection whenever we are around someone we distrust, dislike, or feel uneasy around. It is a primal defense mechanism designed to keep us safe from harm, and it operates entirely on autopilot. When a woman is not interested in you, or if she feels even a slight amount of friction or discomfort in your presence, she will immediately build a physical shield around this vital zone. You will notice that she subtly angles her torso away from you, turning her shoulders so she isn't facing you head on. She might cross her arms tightly over her chest, or she will strategically position an object like her purse, a pillow, a jacket, or even her drink directly in front of her stomach. To an untrained man, it just looks like she is holding her belongings or getting comfortable. In reality, her subconscious mind is treating that object like a psychological brick wall, placing a literal barrier between her most vulnerable area and you, because she does not view you as a safe or desired partner. But the exact moment she becomes deeply drawn to you, that defensive shield completely drops. Her body language shifts into full alignment with her internal desires, and she will completely open up her posture. She will turn her entire torso so that her belly is facing you directly, giving you her full, unhindered front. If she had her arms crossed, she will uncross them and let them rest relaxed at her sides or in her lap. If she had a bag or a drink blocking her midsection, she will move it out of the way, clearing the space between the two of you. By opening up her body this way, her primal instincts are declaring that she no longer needs to protect herself from you. Her guard is completely down, her physical anxiety is at zero, and her body has already chosen you as a high-value man she wants to be close to. Number three is her lower back. And this is where we move away from purely passive observation and look at how she reacts to your physical touch. Think about how the average untrained man tries to break the touch barrier with a woman for the very first time. He will almost always play it safe by tapping her arm, touching her shoulder, or giving her a high five. Men do this because the arms and shoulders are universally recognized as public, platonic safe zones. They carry zero emotional risk and do not signal any real romantic intent. The lower back, however, is a completely different story. It is deeply intimate, highly sensitive territory that sits directly at the center of a woman's personal space. Because this area is so physically close to her hips, a woman is hyper aware of who touches it. She maintains a very strict psychological boundary around her lower back, and she absolutely does not allow just any random guy to cross that line. This gives you the perfect opportunity to test exactly where you stand with her by executing a simple, high-value move. The next time you are walking with her through a doorway, navigating a crowded room, or guiding her through a busy restaurant, place a light, gentle, and completely confident hand on her lower back. Do not grab, do not be aggressive, and do not hesitate. Just apply a brief, reassuring pressure to guide her forward. The very second your hand makes contact with that skin or fabric, you need to pay absolute, undivided attention to her immediate physical reaction. Her body's instant knee-jerk response will tell you everything you ever need to know about her true feelings. completely bypassing whatever conversation you two were just having. If she is not into you, or if she views you as just a platonic friend, her body will give you an immediate red light. She will subtly stiffen her spine, tense up her muscles, or gently lean forward and pull away to break the contact. Even if she keeps smiling and talking to avoid making a scene, her physical withdrawal is a clear sign that you have crossed a boundary she didn't want you to cross. But if she is deeply attracted to you, the exact opposite will happen. Instead of pulling away, her posture will melt, her muscles will relax, and she will actually lean her weight back into the palm of your hand. She might even slow down her pace just to keep your hand there a little bit longer. That slight, unconscious lean is her body's way of giving you full physical validation. It is the ultimate confirmation that she was secretly waiting for you to take charge, break the touch barrier, and claim your position as the dominant male in her space. Number two is her feet. And this is without a doubt the single most honest, bulletproof body language signal that exists anywhere on the face of the earth. When men try to figure out if a woman likes them, they almost always make the classic mistake of focusing entirely on her face. They analyze her smile, they look at their eyes, and they try to read her facial expressions. But here is the problem with that. Humans are socialized from the time they are toddlers to lie with their faces. We all know how to put on a fake smile when we are bored. We know how to pretend to be polite when we are annoyed. And women are incredibly skilled at using clever words and sweet tones to keep a man guessing. Her face can easily deceive you, but her feet are physically incapable of pulling off a con job. Because our feet are the furthest body part from our brain, they are completely controlled by the raw, unfiltered subconscious mind. Almost no one on this planet, no matter how manipulative or socially skilled they are, ever remembers to consciously control what their feet are doing during a social interaction. To understand why this works, you have to look at human psychology through the lens of pure survival and primal motivation. Your feet are the literal engines of your body. They are the tools you use to physically move toward things you want and flee from things you fear or dislike. Therefore, wherever a person's mind secretly wants to go, their feet will always point. When you are sitting at a table with a woman, standing at a bar, or just hanging out talking to her in a group, you need to casually cast your eyes downward and look at the direction of her shoes. If her feet are pointed directly at you, like two arrows locked onto a target, you have won her full psychological focus. Even if she is looking around the room or acting completely casual, those pointed feet prove that her primitive mind views you as the center of her universe in that exact moment. Her subconscious has pinned you as the most valuable, interesting, and attractive asset in the room, and she is physically locking herself into your space. On the flip side, if her feet are angled away from you, turned outward, or pointed directly toward the nearest exit door, you are in serious trouble. She could be laughing at your jokes, nodding along to your stories, and making direct eye contact. But if her toes are aiming for the door, her brain has already checked out of the conversation. Her subconscious mind is actively executing an exit strategy, physically prepping her body to step away the very second a polite opportunity presents itself. It is an evolutionary reflex that humans cannot turn off. We instinctively point our feet toward freedom when we feel stuck, bored, or unattracted to the person in front of us. Stop letting yourself get blinded by a polite smile or a sweet laugh. Look down at the floor, check the direction of her feet, and read the absolute unedited truth. It really is that simple. Number one is her inner thighs, and this is the absolute holy grail of female body language signals. We have covered the neck, the belly, the lower back, and the feet. But this specific indicator stands entirely on its own level because it represents the most heavily guarded, deeply private, and biologically significant zone on a woman's entire body. From an evolutionary perspective, the inner thighs and pelvic region are the ultimate gatekeepers to reproduction and vulnerability. Because of this profound biological weight, a woman's subconscious mind exercises a brutal, uncompromising level of security over this area. It is completely hardwired into her primal instincts to protect this zone from any male she deems low value, untrustworthy, or unattractive. Therefore, when you learn how to read the alignment of her legs when she is sitting right next to you, you are no longer just guessing if she likes you. You are reading her deepest, most unfiltered instinctual desires written in plain sight. When a woman does not feel a strong romantic or physical attraction to you, her primal defense mechanisms will automatically lock down this area to maintain a strict emotional and physical boundary. You will notice that she sits with her legs tightly crossed, often wrapping one leg over the other so tightly that it forms a literal physical wall between the two of you. To add to this defense, she will actively angle her crossed knees completely away from your direction, pointing them toward the opposite side of the room. By doing this, her body is executing a psychological shutdown. She is closing off her most intimate space, creating an artificial barrier, and sending a silent but definitive message to your subconscious that she is unavailable and closed for business. Even if she is holding a polite conversation or smiling at your jokes, that tightly locked leg barrier is an absolute red light that you cannot ignore. But the exact moment a woman transitions from casual interest to deep, intense physical attraction, her biological shields completely collapse on a subconscious level. When she is sitting next to you on a couch, at a lounge, or in a car, and her lizard brain decides that she wants you, her posture will completely open up. She will unconsciously uncross her legs, drop her guard, and pivot her entire lower body so that her knees are pointed directly at you. Most importantly, she will relax her posture and leave a natural, unmistakable gap between her inner thighs. This is a massive, high level psychological surrender. She is completely removing the physical walls, exposing her most private, vulnerable zone to your personal space, and aligning her entire lower body with yours. The most incredible part about this signal is that she has absolutely no idea she is doing it, and she is physically incapable of consciously stopping it from happening. Her words might be trying to play a game of cat and mouse, and she might be pretending to be hard to get, but her lower body is giving you an unedited, textbook green light. Her primal instincts have already overridden her conscious mind, completely bypassing her filters and declaring that she views you as the dominant, desirable male in her environment. When you look over and see her knees aimed at you with her posture completely open, the frustrating game of chasing, overanalyzing, and second guessing is officially over. You don't need to try harder. You don't need to deliver some flawless, clever line, and you don't need to perform for her attention anymore. Her body has already surrendered. The psychological contract has been signed, and she is already yours. Your single biggest mistake as a man is listening to what a woman says instead of watching what she actually does. We live in a world where men are constantly blinded by words, completely losing themselves in the exhausting cycle of overanalyzing mixed text messages, decoding confusing late night replies, and trying to guess what a girl means when she acts hot and cold. The truth is, words are incredibly cheap, easy to manipulate, and often used as a smokescreen. A woman can easily play hard to get, disguise her feelings to protect her ego, or say things just to keep you on the hook. Her mouth can say whatever she wants it to say, but her body language is completely incapable of pulling off a lie. The primitive, instinctual parts of her brain will always control her physical movements, forcing her true desires to bleed out through her neck, her belly, her lower back, her feet, and her inner thighs. The absolute second you stop listening to the noise coming out of her mouth and start paying attention to the hard biological evidence right in front of your eyes, you step out of the dark and gain complete control over your dating life. Once you understand how to read these signs, the entire dynamic of how you interact with women completely changes. You instantly realize that you never need to beg for a woman's attention. You don't need to stress over sending the perfect text. And you absolutely do not need to perform like a clown to impress her with clever pickup lines. All of that desperate behavior stems from a lack of awareness, from a place of guessing and hoping she likes you. But when you actively spot these 5 undeniable high level cues, the guesswork is entirely eliminated. You don't need to wait around for explicit verbal permission or a formal invitation to make a move. Waiting around like a passive bystander is the fastest way to kill attraction and land yourself directly in the friend zone. A high value man does not wait to be told what to do. He watches the physical green lights, trusts the primal data, and takes decisive, confident action without hesitation. Her body has already given you the green light, so it is your job as a leader to step up and drive the interaction forward. If you are ready to stop being confused by mixed signals and want to continuously upgrade your understanding of human psychology, female behavior, and social dynamics, you need to lock in right now. Do not let this valuable information just sit in your head without taking action. Hit that subscribe button immediately so you never miss another breakdown. There is a video popping up on your screen right now that is specifically designed to take your mindset to the absolute next level, sharpen your social instincts, and build the unshakable confidence you need to dominate in life. Tap that video right now to keep learning. Leave a definitive comment below to lock this powerful knowledge into your brain and make a commitment to start watching the actions of the people around you instead of their words. Stay incredibly sharp. Trust the biological data and keep leveling up every single day.